All right. The next one is another history poem, and it's called 69 A.D., which is a very interesting year because in 69 A.D. there were 4 Roman emperors, and that's what this poem is about. 4 men this year bedecked in purple gear. Nero removed in the year 68. He arrived as he fell, streets full of cheers. Galba appointed to sit in his place. For 6 months the old man runs the empire, until the day he adopts the wrong heir. Young Otho commits the crime of murder, and Praetorian guards give him the chair. Up until summer, Otho rules the land, but troops on the Rhine declare a new man. With 7 full legions at his command, Vitalis rests the throne in his hands, or to his hands. Concerned with troubles of the Jewish war, Vespasian, stationed in Syria, ponders not at all of anything more, until declared by the troops in late fall. After more strife, the wars finally end. Vespasian is emperor today, and our borders we once again defend, certainly to our enemies' dismay. I've got 2 more, and this next one is an old one that I wrote, and I think it was the first class, and it's called The Main Event. A crowd bellows a mighty roar. The main event has come to town. Certainly they want more. Fanatics abound. The band plays a favorite. The team scores a goal. The underdog creates an upset, and the act has sold its soul. Sweaty men pound it out. A rain of blows land. And the crowd shouts for an encore from the band. The action reaches climax. Participants count out when the band plays all its tracks and the boxer wins his bout. One by one, people disappear, heading home in good cheer. The act was great this year. Everyone hopes they return here. And this last poem I worked on for about 3 weeks, and I finally finished it right at the last minute. And the reason it was so hard is because we had to write a sestina, and I decided for some reason that I wanted to write my sestina about the Punic War, the First Punic War. And so not only did I have to follow these rules with these 6 end words to use over and over in this varying sequence, I had to put in all this history, and I had to make it accurate. So I worked on it for a long time, and I finally finished it, and this is my end result. The First Punic War. In the very heart of the Italian peninsula stand the Romans, a strong race that fights war with their mighty legions, determined to mold the fate of the Mediterranean. They are opposed by the Phoenician power residing in Carthage, the city-state that controls Spain, Corsica, Sardinia, and Africa. When trouble erupts in Syracuse, these foes engage in the First Punic War. This marks the first time outside of Italy that Rome is engaged in war. This new battlefront redefining what it means to be a Roman. As they struggle against the strong naval power from Africa, Rome alters the way the city-state recruits and trains new legions. More men are required for longer campaigns against Carthage, while interested observers watch the battle throughout the Mediterranean. With Greek city-states placed everywhere in the Mediterranean, cities like Syracuse arouse attention when they become subject to war. For decades, the island of Sicily was fought over by Epirus and Carthage. But then Epirus lost an important war against the stubborn Romans. When suddenly independent Messana sought aid from Rome's legions, conflict arose when opposing civic factions petitioned the power from Africa. Sicily provides rich provender for the power from Africa, another place to build the ships that rule the Mediterranean. These ships now block Sicily from the war-hungry legions, forcing Rome to learn the skill of shipbuilding to fight this war. To learn the skills required, the wily and determined Romans used a blueprint from a shipwrecked vessel built by Carthage. No expense is spared in preparation by either Rome or Carthage. Confidence and assurance of victory is no greater in Italy than in Africa. Punic soldiers feel no fear in the prospect of pitched battle against the Romans, their mettle having stood strong against other foes in the Mediterranean. To the people of Carthage, there is nothing unusual about this new war, except in being the first ever fought against Rome's vaunted legions. At last enough ships are built to transport Rome's newly raised legions. Traveling by night, troops slip through the blockade set up by Carthage. With the consular army ready at hand, Rome is equipped to fight this new war. Except in being the first ever fought against Rome's fight. The heck? Where am I? Oh yeah, all right. I beg your pardon. Battles are not fought in Italy, and just once does Rome invade Africa. Because Sicily hosts the battle for control of the western Mediterranean, with its rich provender remain Carthaginian or become utterly Roman. This is the question asked by the Romans and everyone in Carthage when the legions fought their famous adversaries from Africa. In 265, the Mediterranean world watched battle erupt in the First Punic War.
Everything I know about Rome I learned from Asterix and Sam's poetry.